Hi everyone, in today's video on the Hittites we will briefly discuss the reign of King Arnuwanda and his involvement with a troublesome vassal named Madduwatta. Arnuwanda appears to have been the adopted son-in-law of King Anatolia and inherited the throne of Hittite. However, this new king appears to have inherited a persistently troublesome situation from his predecessor in the form of a man named Madduwatta. We learned something of this situation from a Hittite document known as the Indictment of Madduwatta, a letter of accusation that was originally written by the king of Hittite to his increasingly troublesome vassal. The indictment records that Madduwatta, presumably a local ruling noble of some sort in western Anatolia, had fled from a man named Atasiya, who had control over him. According to the indictment, Atasiya appears to have been a man of Ahaya, a shortened form of the name Ahayawa, which is commonly believed today to be a name that was given to Bronze Age Mycenaean Greece by the Hittites. Madduwatta appears to have fled with a band of loyal followers and come to the court of Anatolia, the then king of Hittite, who apparently set up this fugitive as a vassal ruler over a portion of mountainous land named Sipalsla that was situated somewhere between the western Hittite heartland and the lands of Azewa. Presumably, Anatolia saw this exile as a useful tool and means to govern and protect his western borders by acting as a loyal buffer state. Unfortunately for the Hittites, this runaway noble would be far from loyal to his new Hittite masters. Madduwatta, instead of being content with his new position, launched an invasion into the lands of Azewa, and was promptly defeated and forced to flee to the king of the Hittites, seeking aid, as the king of Azewa, Kupanta Kurunta, had conquered his small kingdom. Anatolia was forced to intervene and expel the army of Azewa and reinstall Madduwatta back on the throne. After this, Madduwatta's old master, Atasiya, invaded the lands of his runaway former servant. The Hittites were once again forced to intervene to reassert control and put Madduwatta back on the throne. This time, the king of Hittite decided to leave a Hittite garrison in the area to monitor the increasingly troublesome vassal, though said garrison was subsequently wiped out after Madduwatta had the garrison ambushed and all its men killed. Not content with the trouble that he had already caused, Madduwatta planned an alliance through marriage with King Kupanta Kurunta, though said plot soon fell apart and Madduwatta claimed in his defence to the king of Hittite that it had all been an elaborate plot to assassinate the king of Azewa. Even though the Hittites were growing increasingly suspicious of their western vassal, they, for unknown reasons, gave him more lands to rule. By the reign of Arnuwanda, this troublesome ruler had apparently extended his influence into southwestern Anatolia in the area known as the Lucca lands, later known as Lycia, and from here he, with the aid of his former master, Atasiya, had led a pirate fleet as far east to Egypt and has gone as far as to raid along the coast of the island of Alasia, modern-day Cyprus, which island was under Hittite influence. These rebellious actions, not surprisingly, led to increasing protests and accusations from his Hittite masters. Unfortunately, there the incredible story of Madduwatta ends, as only the first part of the indictment survives. What ultimately became of Madduwatta and his relationship with the Hittites is unknown. One possible reason for Hittite's tolerance of such rebellious behaviour from one of its vassals during the reigns of Anatolia and then Arnuwanda may come from more urgent and pressing problems to Hittite's security to the north and south. During Arnuwanda's reign, the Kaskians to the north once again invaded Hittite lands, and this time successfully captured, plundered and destroyed several important Hittite religious centres, and took their people, including their priests, as slaves. The king, in an attempt to stop further aggression from the Kaska, made treaties with them, allowing them to retain control of the lands that they had conquered to the north. Alarmingly, to the south during the reign of Arnuwanda, the kingdoms of Egypt and Mitanni had agreed to peacefully divide control of Syria between the two powers, with Mitanni controlling northern Syria and Egypt controlling southern Syria. This agreement, for the time being, effectively put an end to any Hittite attempts to expand into and control the land, as any attempt to do so would draw the attention and ire of both Mitanni and Egypt, which attention Hatti could not afford with troubles present much closer to home. As we will soon see, this dire situation would continue into the reign of Hatti's next king. But until then, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more new videos every second Friday.